Have you ever wondered how a single physical server can run, a dozen different applications and have them all talk to the outside world without getting their wires crossed? Well, today, we're diving into the software magic that makes all of that possible, the VMware Virtual Standard Switch. I mean, really think about it for a second. You've got all these virtual machines, these digital ghosts in the machine, right? They're all running in their own isolated software bubbles. So how do they actually reach out and connect to the real world? How do they talk to each other, or to physical servers, or ultimately to you over the internet? Well, the answer starts with something you're probably picturing in your head right now. That box in the server rack, a tangle of cables, all those little blinking green lights, a network switch. Except in the virtual world, there's no box. It is built entirely out of code. So let's get right to it. What is this software-based switch, really? Because this thing is basically the digital heart of your entire virtual network. A virtual standard switch, or VSS for short, is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a switch made of software that lives and breathes inside one, and this is key, one single VMware ESXi host. Its main job is to handle what we call Layer 2 networking. Now, don't let the term scare you. Just think of it as the local neighborhood streets. It's the basic road system that lets all the virtual machines on that one server talk directly to each other. But what's actually inside one of these virtual switches? To really get how it works, let's build one together, from the ground up, piece by piece. Okay, so first, we start with the container itself. This is the virtual standard switch. It's a logical boundary that keeps all the networking for this one host organized and totally separate from everything else. Next up, our virtual machines need a way to plug in, right? That's where virtual ports come in. Every single VM gets its own dedicated port, just like plugging a network cable from your computer into a jack on the wall. It's their personal on-ramp to the network. But hold on, it's not just the virtual machines that need to get online. The host server itself, the ESXi host, it needs network access for its own really critical jobs. These special connections are called vkernel ports, and they're used for stuff like managing the host remotely, moving a running VM to another server with vMotion, or connecting to network storage. Super important stuff. Okay, so our VMs are connected, the host is connected, but everything is still trapped inside the server. How does any of this get to the outside world? That is the absolutely crucial job of the uplinks. These are the actual physical network cards in the server that act as the bridge between our entire virtual world and the physical network. And a VSS is way more than just a simple connector. It has some really powerful features built right in. It can handle VLAN tagging, which lets you slice and dice your network into multiple separate private networks all on the same switch. It can also do NIC teaming, which is awesome. You can bundle several physical uplinks together for more speed, or to act as a failsafe if one of your connections ever goes down. It even gives you basic traffic shaping to help you prioritize important data. So, we've built the switch, we know the parts, now let's put it all in motion. How does information actually flow through this thing? At its core, the VSS is like a traffic cop, and it directs two main types of data flow. You've got the local traffic, buzzing between virtual machines on the same server, and then you have the long-distance traffic, the stuff heading out from a VM to the big, wide physical network. Now, when two VMs on the very same host need to talk to each other, the VSS handles it all inside the box, completely in software. The data just zips from one virtual port to another without ever needing to leave the physical server. This is incredibly fast and efficient. It's like having a private conversation in the same room. You don't need to pick up a phone to talk to the person next to you, right? But what about when a VM needs to reach a website or a database on another server? Well, that's when the VSS becomes the on-ramp to the highway. It takes the data from that VM, sends it out through one of those physical uplinks to the wider network, and then it manages all the return traffic coming back in. Okay, so that's the what and the how. But now for maybe the most important question. When should you actually use a VSS? Because in the world of tech, it is always about picking the right tool for the job. The VSS is the absolute workhorse for smaller environments, no question. If you have just one server, or maybe a handful of them, its simplicity is a huge strength. There's no need for a complex, centralized management system. You just manage each switch on each host. And hey, it's the default switch that gets created when you install the software, so it's ready to go right out of the box for all your basic networking. It just works. But the VSS isn't the only game in town. To really understand its place in the world, we need to compare it to its bigger, more powerful sibling, the distributed switch. And this table really lays it all out. With the VSS, the management is totally independent. You configure the switch on host A, and then you have to go do it all again on host B. The distributed switch, or VDS, is managed centrally through vCenter. You set it up once, and that policy applies everywhere. That means a VSS lives on a single host, while a VDS can span your entire cluster, which guarantees all your settings are consistent. And that difference extends to features too. The VSS gives you the essentials, while the VTS unlocks advanced tools for really fine-grained control over your network.
So what's the bottom line here? The virtual standard switch is the simple, reliable, and foundational building block for all VMware networking. It's powerful, it's straightforward, and it really is where it all begins.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. The VSS is a fantastic tool, and it's perfect for a lot of needs today. But as your virtual world grows, as it gets more complex, will it be enough for tomorrow's challenges? And that's the question every IT pro eventually needs to ask themselves.